Have you ever been the guy who asks himself, like, what the fuck do women actually want? They say A, but then take B. They say they want nice guys, but then sleep with the bad boys. They say they want you to be vulnerable only for her to lose attraction. If that is fucking confusing you, bro, you're watching the right video, because I'm gonna explain to you what women truly want, and I'm gonna explore with you together the 5, actually I don't know how many, but like there's gonna be a lot of the darkest female fantasies that every woman has, and how you can use that to your advantage without manipulation, obviously, but just creating more attraction, sexual attraction in dating as well as in relationships. Fundamentally, bro, I need you to start shifting your paradigm from the thought of women explicitly stating what they want to just observing what women do. So observe their actions. So don't listen to what women say, what they want, but what they respond well to. That has been an absolute game changer for me. And the reason why it's been such a game changer for me is because I think most of us guys, we're highly analytical, and our communication style is solution oriented and fact based, which means that when we say something, unless we're like a pathological liar, when we say something, we are straight to the point, factual, and we mean what we say. Now, when it comes to women, because of how their brain is wired, how their brain is wired, and also because of societal pressure, norms, and culture, they function differently. They, for instance, I need you to sort of see women simply being from a different planet. They speak a different language, and because they speak a different planet, speak a different language on that planet, they express themselves differently. So there's nothing wrong with women. They're just different. Yeah. So women's communication style, which are like, is this girl not the hottest girl you've ever seen? Man, I'm a Picasso, bro. But like, coming back to the actual topic, women's communication style is more about like bonding and sharing emotions, sharing feelings. So a lot of the time women will say something that feels right in that moment, but doesn't necessarily have to be true, because feelings are always valid, but they don't have to be right. Yeah. So I'll go into that in a second. Yeah, I'm going to explain it through like all the psychological biases that women go through and have. Yeah. But first, I want you to understand that every woman has essentially 2 systems. A system 1 and a system 2. Now, what's the fucking difference? System 1 is the primal instinctive part of her brain. Yeah, that's been in her brain. That's the first part of the brain. It's the primal brain that's been around for thousands and thousands of years. System 2 is more like the prefrontal cortex, more like the CEO of System 1. Yeah. So System 2 is essentially the rational part, is the rational brain. And yes, and to anyone who might claim that women do not have a rational part, they are not rational, they are, bro. They just communicate differently, and that's why we perceive it to be more emotional. But it's absolute bullshit to think that women aren't rational. Yeah? They just, again, are more expressive in a different expression of the language. System 2 is the CEO, as I said. Yeah, it's right on CEO, the boss. And System 1 is the monkey brain. Yeah, it's the monkey in her, the psychological part of her brain. Yeah, so let's say if System 2 is logic, System 1 is psychologic, monkey instincts. Now, when you ask a woman what she wants, she will 99% respond with System 2, her, let's say, ideal self. The self that she's been taught to be by society, by norms and cultures, to be the good girl. And she will be the part, or the persona, the role, the mask that responds to your question, what do women want, with, I want a Kevin. Yeah, I want a nice guy. Only for her to turn around and sleep with Andrew or Hercules, who are anything but a nice guy. So why is that? Because she's been trained to state or say the things that society has told her to say. So, for instance, slut shaming, is the reason why System 2 is predominant the predominant responder when it comes to sexual attraction. And fun fact, slut shaming is mostly done by women. It's a women to women shaming to remove competition, essentially. But it's for another video. So system 2 again is essentially the conscious part of her brain. So the CEO of this, the rational, the logical part that will tell you, ideally I want the nice guy because she wants to be treated well. Yeah. Her definition of a nice guy, however, is a different definition to ours. Now, system 1, however, is the one that then sleeps with Andrew and with Hercules. Because as much as we humans like to think that we are rational, logical beings, most of our decisions are driven by emotions. And by that, I mean actually system 1, our primal instinctive brain. Because if you look at society, you know, like society knows it's unhealthy to eat junk food. It's unhealthy to be sedentary, live a sedentary lifestyle. It's not a great idea to like completely fuck around. It's not a good idea to like fuck around. It's not a good idea to smoke, yada, 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 yada. But for some reason, society engages in all those things. You know you shouldn't masturbate. You should know you shouldn't play video games. Yet you do. I'm not shaming you. It's because you think you're logical, but you're not. You're driven by instinct, like primal desires. But you use system 2 to rationalize backwards why you engaged in a specific activity. You played video games because you needed to rest. Bro, no. Like, if you have energy to play video games, you have energy also to do hard work. But system 2 rationalizes whatever system 1 activity engages in, yeah? So you as a man function that way. Women function the same way. And but for us men, we simply, when it comes to sexuality, we are way more open to express what system 1 actually wants, yeah? Like, when you talk to your guys, like, oh, I like big boobs. No problem. When a woman says, I like a big cock, suddenly that's an issue. Why? Different topic. So, what is system 1? The psychological part of this beautiful woman. It is her dark feminine. It's her young. It's the Tiffany, the throat machine, as I call it. This is the part of her that wants to get fucked hard, that wants to be taken, or like hard in the bed, wants to be dominated, and wants to experience her wildest side. And for a lot of guys, this element, Tiffany throat machine, her dark feminine, her young, comes as a shock. When I was a Kevin, I became aware of all these things. I was shocked, bro. I was angry at women. I was angry at society. I was angry at anyone but myself. Because I felt like I was lied to. I was told to be this typical good, nice guy, and then women will want me, but only for other men who were like the biggest dickheads to pull all these women. Only to see like good girls being taken advantage of in relationships by dickheads. I was like, this doesn't make any fucking sense to me in that moment. But then I became a bartender in my late teens, so 18, 19. I was a bartender from 18 until 22. And then after that, I worked my master's in shit, and then I eventually moved to finance. And it was in that period where all my paradigms about women shifted, and I got to experience the system 1 of women. And I'm going to share with you the fantasies that this system 1 actually has in a second. Yeah, just bear with me, but you need to understand this concept first, because otherwise this will not make sense, because you will not fucking believe me, bro, because it's too crazy, man. Anyways, so as a bartender, bro, I went from this super shy guy into this highly extroverted, completely fucked up, insecure guy. Still insecure, but I got a massive exposure to, an abundant exposure to women. And I had married women throw themselves at me. I fucked women in the basement. I fucked women in the car while I was on the job. And I experienced drunk women and how they just flashed their tits and everything, even though I didn't even fucking ask for that. I mean, I enjoyed it, you know? So all of this, what you see here, is based on me having worked as a bartender, having seen the true self, system 1, having worked in finance. The story that you hear about people working in finance are true. I've been a man whore, essentially. I'm not saying that I'm proud of it, but I've been it. And also, I've studied novels. There's some fun facts about novels. I'm going to get into that in a second. Novels that women read. And they will tell you a lot about female desires. So let's go into the female desires, the specific ones. So there are plenty of female desires, but I'm gonna on female fantasies. Let's focus on let's use the word fantasies, but we're gonna focus on the main ones, yeah. And we're gonna start with the ultimate female fantasy, which is tame a wild lion. The ultimate female fantasy is to be with a guy that is adventurous, witty, charming, assertive, masculine, and almost unattainable. So there are 3 levels of attainability. Let's say we have 2 attainable. That's the Kevin. Too easy to get. No one wants him. Then we have just attainable, like attainable but not easy. Attainable but requires work. And then we have the impossible. Untamable. Untamable and unattainable. Unattainable are the guys like Mike Thurston, like a Drake, whatever, like the top guys, yeah. So this is like the male models, for instance. If we just focus on looks, even though looks don't really matter that much, but different story. So women want essentially no man that is too attainable, boring, because that's not a lion, that's a pussycat. Women don't want a pussycat. Kevin is a pussycat. Yeah, get that in your head. No shame, no judgment. I was a Kevin myself, but women see you as a pussycat, and you're part of the pussycat dolls, and she doesn't want that. What she wants is someone like who's a lion that is willing to be tamed, so he's not too out of reach. And if you want to know more about like the specifics of what makes a lion out of reach, etc., bro, you can join my academy where I go where I have hours and hours of videos about all of this, bro. Yeah. So this today, you might think this goes deep, bro, but this is just a short overview, yeah, of what I know, what I teach my guys, and that's why they get all the fucking success, bro. Anyways, if you want to join, there's a link somewhere, bro. If you don't want to join, I mean, you're fucking lost, bro. Quite easy, man. So taming a wild lion is the ultimate female fantasy. So what do I mean by that? Essentially, I want to be with the top lion of the jungle, who's adventurous, makes her feel something, and who's wild, almost crazy, and confident, and is wanted by a lot of other lionesses. But a woman wants to tame him and wants to claim him as himself, so that she can brag to all the other lionesses, "This is my guy. You can't have him." That's why women slut shame, so that, they want to keep the competition at bay. It's like, oh, you sleep with this guy? Oh, you're such a slut. Then women stop sleeping with them, like only for a friend to start sleeping with this guy, Anyway, so this is one of the craziest, or like one of the ultimate female fantasies. And the issue that that happens to a lot of white lion is that most men, they actually get tamed, and then a lot of women then neuter, I think neuter is the word, neuter this wild lion, cage him in, only for them to lose attraction. And this is essentially the catch-22 that women experience. They cage a wild lion in, and then he changes. So she changed him, or he allowed, so let's give it names. Becky likes Andrew. And suddenly, Andrew becomes tame and turns into Kevin. Now, Becky is somewhat responsible that Andrew turned into Kevin. But now she hates Kevin because she doesn't want Kevin. Because Kevin is too easy to tame. There's no fun in it anymore. And that's when she then says, yeah, fuck that. I don't want Kevin anymore. And that's when she starts leaving you, And that's why as a man, you should never become Kevin. Kevin is... It's just fucking plain boring, and she doesn't want that, No one wants to be around a Kevin, because Kevin is weak, needy, clingy, lacks masculine energy, And it's also not Becky's fault that you turned into a tame lion, because you let it happen, Yeah, anyways, female fantasy number 1, ultimate female fantasy is tame a wild lion. Now the second one is, and this one's crazy, bro. This one is based on research. I think Jordan Peterson talked about this. It's based off a book he read. I think it's called Wicked Thoughts or some shit. And the Google engineers did, in the book, it says that Google engineers did some research about what are sex fantasies that humans have. and they split it according to men and women, or male and female, and they looked at novels, like what are like the sex fantasies that people read about. And we're not going to talk about porn now because we're going to get into that in a second. Yeah, the insights from the hub. So what did the Google engineers find? First of all, that most romantic and sex novels are sold or bought by women, because women love to read about porn and then complement whatever they read with their own imagination, while men are more visual. Like they just want it. They don't want a story. They just want to, like, they want the big melons in front of their screen, on the screen, and they don't want to go. Women want a story around that experience. So that's number one. And then number two is there was a crazy result about the studies that was and I want to get this right, so I'm just quickly going to check my notes, that women were like essentially reading novels that were evolving around specific male archetypes. And those male archetypes were, we can categorize them into fictional and non-fictional. And the non-fictional were those like doctors, cowboys, surgeons, knights, bodyguards, sheriff, billionaires. So from all over the, like, lots of money, not lots of money, from all the diverse backgrounds, you know. And then the fictional characters were vampires, werewolves, and pirates. Now, do women suddenly like their blood to be drawn or drunk by men? No. These fictional archetypes were the extreme version of the archetypes that the non-fictional archetypes women were into. And so let's say if you look at the surgeon, a doctor, sheriff, a firefighter, for instance, a bodyguard, you know, they all they convey something. Let's say a billionaire conveys status and power. A bodyguard conveys strength and power. A surgeon conveys mystery as well as safety, because he saves lives. The same for the doctor, right? But then we have, let's say, the knight. He conveys confidence and masculinity, right? So this is essentially what female fantasies are all about. They want power, masculinity, confidence, strength, status, you know. But then also a little bit of, let's say, the safety touches on the romantic aspect of love, which is like women want to be with a soft rock, and they want to be with a hero, essentially, as well, because all of those characters that I just described, the pirate, the sheriff, the knight, they're heroes, right? So women want to be with a guy that is capable of being a hero and can be a soft rock, and can be a rock to the external world and a soft rock to her, capable of violence, capable of extreme dominance to the world, and capable of softness, gentleness, tenderness to her. Now, I'm going to share this with you. I didn't intend to share that, but I think this is extremely important. Women want vulnerable men, but vulnerability has been completely miscued by modern society. Vulnerability is not black or white. There's a spectrum. Women don't want a man that is a rock, but they also don't want a softie. They want the blend. So she wants you to share how you feel from a place of strength. So instead of saying that you're emotionally collapsing, oh my gosh, this is too much to handle for me, that would be Kevin's vulnerability. Hercules' vulnerability would be, hey, I'm having a hard time right now. Aphrodite, can you prepare my dinner so I can fix my problem? That is a place of strength, of sharing vulnerability, for instance, yeah? So vulnerability, let's add this as well, is sexy, yeah? From a place of strength. Now, let's come to the sauciest part of the female fantasies, which is the bad girl. When you look at the novels that the Google engineers base their research on, in the Google searches, by the way, it became evident that this was a massive data set, because like there is more than several billions of like dollars, yeah, have been spent on, I think it was 1.4 billion, some ridiculous number, on or more than that, bro. I actually lost I don't recall the exact number, but several billions of dollars have been spent on female romance novels that involve these, that like evolve around these themes that I just shared with you. And one of the like main themes that I have touched on is the bad girl. Every woman wants to be a bad girl, bro. But, and that is her system one, right? Her instinct, her Tiffany, her throat machine, her young, her dark feminine. Everyone wants that, but only with a man that falls into this category, yeah? A powerful, confident, strong man. Now, what is this based on? This is based on research of, like, obviously, the novels that I shared with you. We have one popular novel, 50 Shades of Grey, a franchise. That book was sold to 150 million women. And then more than 100 million women, on top of buying the book, went to see the fucking movie. So, if you think that women are innocent, they're not. Now, what can I share with you from based on my research on, like, field research? All the women that I've been with, and I've been with several hundreds of women, they like to be dominated in the bedroom, bro. And by that, I don't mean you think about it, sex is primal. The moment you go into the bedroom with her, system 2 is gone. That's switched off. Her monkey brain takes over. Unless you're shit in bed, then system 2 is like, oh my gosh, can you stop? This is so boring. If you're good in bed, if you want to learn how to become really good in bed, I mean, you can join my academy. We have sex masterminds as well. But system 1 is essentially the one that's present in the bedroom. And that wants to be dominated, to be treated like, how can I say that? Like a piece of meat in the bedroom, yeah? This is based on, if you like, based on also my experiences with like the girls, like, especially after bartending, bro, like, the girls that were like the most attached to me, even though I was like, bro, like, I don't only want to be like casual with you, is like the ones that I banged hard, bro. I had girls sleep with me who paid for my hotels and weekend stays because they said, you are the only guy that fucks me well, bro. You don't care about me. You don't care about my feelings. You know what I want. You know what I need. You don't hold back. You're raw. You have your dark masculine energy that allows me to be in my dark feminine energy. You empower me into my feminine energy. And that's what this bad girl fantasy is fundamentally about. It's allowing a girl to drop this good girl system 2 kind of mask and finally be her authentic self and drop all the stress, forget about all the stress at work and life and her fucking bitchy friends, whatever, and just be a girl, you know? And this is based on obviously my experiences, my clients' experiences, my sub-coaches' experiences. I mean, if there's one thing like women love, for instance, squirting. Squirting is primal, you know, they fucking love it. But different story. Like if you were to, I'm not sure I can openly share this because this video might go on YouTube, so I'm not sure if I can share this openly. But if you look at the Hub Insights, like some of the searches that women are like going for are like rough, bro. Like muscular men. Women love muscles, bro, because muscles convey dominance and strength and masculinity. So that's, if you have to choose between being a skinny bitch or like a muscular one, be a muscular one, because that just, you having wide shoulders and big arms, you don't even have to have abs, bro. Like abs are like not as important as a lot of guys think. But like women generally love muscular men because the bigger you are, the more it conveys strength. And then when you take her and she looks, you know, when you fuck her missionary or from behind, whatever, let's say missionary, and she looks up to you, she sees this big guy, like it allows her to completely surrender. It's again instinct level, it's primal level, she can't even control it. Yeah? System 2 is completely shut off. And then it brings the submissiveness out in her. And women, every sane, mentally sane, like unbroken woman wants to be submissive to a man in the bedroom. You know, she wants to feel that raw primal masculine energy. And then the Hub, there are some other insights that start with a G and end with a bang, and some other wild fantasies that are like, I don't want to share simply because of, don't want that video to be taken down in any case. But yeah, man, so these are the female fantasies essentially in a nutshell. There's way more. As I said, if you want to learn more, you know, like join my academy, link is somewhere. And yeah, bro, from now on, I want you to stop seeing women as innocent and see them for what they are. Humans that want sex as much as men want, if not more. I know that women want sex more than men. And I think it's fucking crazy when like there were times where like during the bartending days, bro, like we went to events. I want to share this story. When we went to like big events where there was like women only parties, wild, bro. Like we came off. Some of us we entered the venue with a shirt and left without a shirt. Not that we were like assaulted, bro. We were like viewed as meat, and that's when I truly like saw the female nature in action. I was like, bro, this is absolutely wild, but I can't shame nature for what it is. I accept it and play with the game. I'm playing the cards of the game essentially. And yeah, man, this applies to dating. This also applies to your relationship, you know? So if you want to have a fucking loyal woman, give her what she wants. Give her what she needs, not what she wants. Give her what she needs and what she responds well to. And bro, she's never going to leave you. Crush it, man. Ciao. Love and peace.